Welcome to the Game of Faith podcast. This is your host, Reginald Easy Ward. Man, today we're gonna groove out today. So I got a special guest, film director, producer, Jimmy Jenkins. Jimmy, just tell us who you are. A little bit about yourself, where you from, all that good stuff.
Well, my name is Jimmy Jenkins, and I'm actually here from Prince George's County, Maryland. I grew up here like my whole life. I went to Riverdale Baptist. I went to Charles Herbert Flowers High School. I went to Capital Christian. I'm all like when you say like Prince George's County, like that's me. Like
you're like fully immersed in PG.
Bro, I'm like I know everything about PG. Like you can tell me any address, any city. Like I just can go there like that.
Alright. Hey, so man, today, it's a number of topics that I want to cover. Entrepreneurship, believing in your dream, like some of the things that people don't talk about with entrepreneurship. Like your story, because like I've been places, and every time I hear you speak, I leave. I'm like, dang, that was deep. I leave like inspired, because like the drive that you have, like I can relate it to myself. Like you got that drive, just like nobody's gonna stop me. I don't care who doesn't believe in me. Like I'm gonna like get it. So like first off, like just tell us like a little bit about your story. Like the story that I like the most is like the quitting your job story. Like so, if you could kind of backtrack from like college to like the time you quit your job, and just whatever you want to share.
First, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show too. Like this is amazing. Like I don't take it for granted to you even think that I'm worthy of being on a show or just to focus on me. So I just want to say thank you for that.
No problem.
And I hope that I can be of inspiration. I've learned that there's a difference between motivation and inspiration. Motivation is temporary. Inspiration lasts. And that's something that I want to use my life to be, is to be an inspirational tool to the world. And if that means to take chances that normal people won't take, I'm willing to do that. I think when you believe in something to a certain magnitude, you do certain things. And that's kind of like, I had such a strong belief, bro, like such a strong belief in like why I'm here on this earth. Like I feel like if God can give purpose to a table, bro, like this table has a purpose. If God can give a purpose to a tree, if he can give a purpose to a butterfly, if he can give a purpose to an ant, like an ant has a purpose, why would I not have a purpose? And I think that some people just don't really realize that purpose. But for me, God allowed me to realize it like when I was early in my teens. So I found it at 18. And when I realized my purpose, I wasn't going to waste no more time. Like, people think I'm crazy. I left my job, but before that, I left a college scholarship, bro. Like, I was playing football on a college scholarship. I left a scholarship to go start my business. Most people just would think that's stupid. You can't do that. You got to, but my parents thought I was crazy, but oddly enough, they let me do it. I came to college. I went here. First I went to school in Chicago. I transferred. I left there. I played football my freshman year, and I came here to Maryland. And I went to Salisbury in-state tuition, and I started my business. So in college, like every weekend, like all my friends would like party, hang out, like have fun. Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like Thursday night, like we're going to like have drinks. Yeah. We're going to find girls. All that. And so like from my sophomore year, junior year, and senior year, I never stayed at school one time. Wow. On the weekend. Yeah. Every weekend I would drive 2 hours back home. And I did that for my college years. I started doing plays, started doing little things. But then I ended up getting my first job at BET. I had a really cool job. They had this really big series that came on BET in 2013. It was about hip hop, directed by Sam Walker, one of the executives at BET, and I worked on that. And I quit the job, bro. I quit the job because I got to go work at Tyler Perry Studios, and I was at Tyler Perry's, bro. And the craziest thing happened, bro. My job I had a specific job, like, in my department. So, like, I finished my job particularly on certain days. And this particular day, I finished my job, and I was like, man, I'm not just going to sit here. I'm going to work on something. So I worked on my script. I had a script I was working on. I was writing it, and my supervisor came in and seen me. She said, oh, Jimmy, you can't work on personal projects. I said, but I'm finished my work. What do you want me to do? You just have to sit there. And at that moment, I said, yo, I'm not living like this. Like, I was so afraid, because even when I had the job at Tyler Perry's, it was cool, but I still didn't feel free. I still didn't feel like I felt like growing up, there was this lady, her name was Miss Tammy, and she kind of like took care of me. Or not took care of me, but like kind of helped my parents. My parents was heavily involved in the church, but she said, Jimmy, I would do anything to go back to the second grade. It was when I was in second grade. I would do anything. You're so lucky you could be in second grade. I said, I hated second grade, bro. Like, I hated school. And for you to say, like, when you grow up, it's not fun anymore. It's not, I'm like, I refuse to believe that. And I wanted to kind of grow up and, like, to not be like her. I wanted to, like, really, like, have fun and be happy, like, and that's kind of what I'm doing now.
Yeah. And you know, what's so crazy about that is, like, whenever you speak and you talk about, you know, like, just, like, you know, believing in your dream, you know, and selling off your purpose, that's one thing that, like, I can totally empathize with, because, like, me, I'm self-motivated, I'm self-driven, I've always been that way, and it's like, to me, like, and I've been going to FPCG, like, since, like, my parents been there since, like, 93, you know what I'm saying?
Wow,
So,
wow.
you know, I've been going to church, like, my whole life, but one thing that, like, I've always realized is, like, why think realistic when we serve a God who's limitless? Like, what's the point of thinking, like, realistic? Like, that's not a thing, you know, that's not a concept. So I always tell people, like, if you're gonna have faith, like, don't box your faith in, you know, like, have that, you know, big, you know, like, think beyond. So, you know, that's one thing, you know, that I always appreciate, that you always talk about. But one of the things that you touched on is, you know, as you find your purpose, like take us through those steps of, like, how did that happen? Like, how did you come to that epiphany, or how did God, you know, reveal it to you, like, that your purpose was in film and stuff like that?
You know, I think that there's different ways God reveals things to different people. And, like, for me, bro, like, typically, like, when most people are trying to figure out what their purpose is, it's like what you can't stop thinking about.
Yeah.
It's like what's, like, always on your mind. Like you go to sleep thinking about it. You wake up thinking about it. And, like, you, like, know that's what you love to do. And, like, for me, bro, like, when I would sit on my couch and watch a movie, bro, like, I get chills. Like, when I just see the Columbia's logo come up, or the Sony logo come up, or the Paramount logo come up, or the Disney logo come up, or the Pixar logo come up. Bro, chills, bro, all over my body, bro. Like, I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yo, I'm going to a place that was created by a human. And, like, it's magical. And, like, that's what I knew I wanted to do. Like, it's a certain way I felt when I was around it. There was a confidence that came over me when I was around it. And it was just something I couldn't stop thinking about. And I think, like, for people that's kind of trying to find their purpose, like, think about what you genuinely love. Mm-hmm. What you get around that gives you chills.
It's a gym, y'all.
Yeah, like, whatever you get around and you get chills and you feel your legs get weak and your heart starts to skip a beat, like, that's your passion, bro. Like, and, you know, you got to be, like, you can't be too selfish and not pursuing your purpose is selfish. Because if you're not pursuing your purpose, like, your purpose is a gift. Your purpose is a gift for other people. And what you do with a gift is you give it. And if you don't pursue your purpose, you're a really selfish person. Because God gave you that purpose to help people. And when I started to realize that, like, my gift, my purpose, like, helps people, bro, like, you can't keep me in bed in the morning, bro. Like, you can't offer me a job for crazy amount of money, bro. Like,
yeah, like, one thing I was watching Blake Bozeman's he got a crazy project, the Pivot Group. You said something that stuck with me. He was like, I'd rather chase 1.5 than 150,000. And that just, like, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, right now, like, you know, I mean, I work a 9 to 5, but, you know, I'm like, you can give me 500,000, but, like, I really bet on myself. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing that Nick was talking about. You know, I mean, Nick was a lot of, like, betting on yourself. You know, like, that's a whole, like, I mean, so just talk about betting on yourself just for a little bit.
Bro, I can talk about that.
talk about that. And then while you at it, I do want you to touch on, like, the process of entrepreneurship people don't discuss. So stuff like, you know, like, how do you deal with, like, the health insurance, like, you know, and healthcare and stuff like that? I mean, you know.
That's a great. So, which one we talk about first? Which one we touch on first?
Touch on the healthcare and insurance and stuff like that.
Okay.
Stuff like how does that work? Because people don't really discuss that part.
Okay, so let's talk about just finances in general.
Okay.
For me, I knew going in I was going to be broke for a long time. People don't believe this now. I'm still broke. I'm broke, bro. Like, got a couple dollars, but there ain't no real money. You know what I mean? Like, my money's on the way. But in anything, when you bet on yourself, you got to be willing to go through that investment time. Investment time is when you put in hours and you ain't getting paid for it. So I done put in, I'm working on my 10,000 hours. You want to be a pro at anything, it takes 10,000 hours. And so, like, I was willing to put in that time. Like, I'm still, like, I know my money coming, bro. Like, because, like I said, I got a movie that come out. Movies take time to get your money back, and then you make money. But, you know, I've got projects lined up now where, like, okay, I know I'm going to make this. I know I'm going to make this. But at the same time, like, in order for me to do what I had to do, I couldn't, like, spend time at a job. I didn't have great benefits. Like, my father did well for himself, but he didn't have enough money, like, to fully take care of me and all my needs and my wants and all that like that. So, like, you know, my father, like, growing up, he gave me what I needed, but, like, since I moved out, like, he don't give me nothing. So, like, now it's like health insurance, I need it. You know what I mean? And it's stuff that I have to have in order to live a certain way and, like, to be comfortable. And so, like, you know, you have to look at your resources. Like, you know, they had the Obamacare years ago. Like, you say, well, look, this is what I make. I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, the government comes and helps. Like, you know, like, years ago, that's what I did. Like, I went through Obamacare to, like, suffice. You know what I mean? That helped me with that. You know, I just kind of, like, because at the end of the day, when you are an entrepreneur, people don't understand this, there are a lot of resources for you. And sometimes you don't know that because you just don't know. But, like, when you're, like, really pursuing, like, to be an entrepreneur, there are grants, there's health insurance, especially when you're young. Like, you get so many tax breaks.
Wow.
Like, extreme tax breaks when you're an entrepreneur and you're young and you a sole proprietor, LLC. You get so many benefits. Like it's, like, encouraged to do it. And I started to find those things out. And when I realized it, it's like, you know, it just worked out for me. And when you're working in your purpose, like the universe, like some people call it the universe, but it's God. He like makes a way for you, bro. Like, when I say, like, I don't know how I'm not guaranteed to know how I'm gonna pay my rent. Like, every time, bro. I've been living on my own since I was 23. Never had a job. I quit Tyler Perry since I was 24. Never had a job. All passion. Never missed a bill. And I live in a nice house. You know what I mean? Like, I got a nice home. And it's God, bro. Yeah. It's God. Because when you do your work, bro, every day you're diligent, you're consistent, and God can trust you, He'll provide for you. The thing about people, they just don't trust God and they don't put in the work on their side.
And they don't want to bet on themselves.
They don't want to bet on themselves, bro.
My next,
they say it. They say it. But when it really comes down to it, bro, are you willing to go 7 years and no paycheck? Mm-hmm. You willing to do that? Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes you got to go cut the grass. You got to go wash cars. You got to go, like, yo, go 7 years without a paycheck. Mm-hmm. And then see if you want to do that. Like, bro, like, in my prime, like, 20s is when everybody having fun, going on vacations. Bro, like, I just started taking vacations, bro. From 19 to 27, bro, I'm dead broke. I just started getting a little dollars, bro. Like, dead broke. And it never looked like it to everybody, so I never broadcasted it. But, bro, deep inside, I'm broke. I had enough money to take care of my bills. Wow. I couldn't go on no trips, bro. I wasn't all over. I wasn't in DR. I wasn't all over, bro. I don't think you want to go to DR now. No. Hey, I'm staying. I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm staying right here, bro. I'm staying right here, bro.
So, dang, like that. You just said a whole bunch. So we gotta break that down a little bit. Hold up. So betting yourself, like, you gotta be willing to risk it all. Like,
if you ain't willing to go,
risk it all, everything.
Can you go 7 years without a paycheck? Is what I'm willing to ask him. Like, yo, you willing to go 7 years? Because that's what I know I had to do. 7 of them, no check. And how do I make money? Like, you make money,
yeah. But
I'm talking about, like, no real check.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, no real check.
Like, no consistent check, yeah.
No, bro. Like, you get, like, 2 checks a year, and they just gotta last you. That's what I'm on, bro. Like, that's what I had to go through. I had to do a play in June. And then I had to do an encore show in August to last me for the year, bro. And that's spreading pennies. That's spreading pennies, bro.
And still tithing.
Still tithing, bro. That's what really keep me going, bro. Every time I tithe, bro, something pop up. I swear to you, bro. That's how I know God real, bro. Yo, God is like real, bro. I got a couple facts that I know God's real, like in my life. Like I know, like for a fact, like there's a God. Like it's like not even like it's like factual.
Yeah. I guess no question.
It's no question, like in the world, like that there's no God, no question. You know what I mean? I don't experience that part.
So up until this point, what would you say is the biggest obstacle that you had to face, like to get to where you are?
Being able to motivate myself when I'm alone.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, how do you do that?
Waking up in the morning and doing the same thing without somebody over your shoulder. That's the most difficult thing for me because every morning, whether I feel like it or not, sometimes when you have the ability to do something, when you have the choice. So most cases when people have work, they don't have the choice. You know, when you have the choice, like to not work today if you don't want to, that's hard, bro. You know what I mean? And like for me, it was like, yo, many days, like it's hard sometimes for me to get out my bed and work. Some days it's easy, some days it's hard. But bro, it's 365 days a year, bro. Like, it might take off 4 days a month. So, 300 days out of the year, you got to get up and motivate yourself and inspire yourself.
Wow. Do you ever is it hard to kind of stay inspired? Like, do you ever go through like creative blocks? And if you do go through creative blocks, like how do you get out of that funk?
Man, creative blocks happen a lot. Creative blocks happen more frequently than creative flows happen. Creative flows happen in spurts, but most of the time it's a block. So you got to be able to move into spurt. So majority of the time you don't know what to say. Majority of the time you don't know what to do. But then there comes an enlightened moment that may last for 10 minutes. Maya Angelou said that, sometimes she'll sit around for a whole week. She'll only get 4 lines down. In a week, only 4 lines. It's just being a writer and being a creative, sometimes you can't force the art. You just have to kind of bear with it. And that's kind of like what I had to, my thing is just kind of like learning to bear with the art. And it's hard when you're broke, bro. That's when it's hard when you don't got nothing to bear with your craft, to bear with your gift. But I just had like this really crazy faith, bro. Like inside, like my parents will tell you they doubted me. My siblings will tell you they doubted me. My friends will tell you they doubted me. Everybody's like, yo, you tripping. My own father said, you need to go get a job. My mom might have been the only person that never really said, like, go get a job.
Yeah.
My mom was like, well, he believes in it. He can do it. Everybody else. So.
How do those conversations go, like with your family, like with your parents, like when they would, I guess with your father or siblings would be like, how are you doing? Like would you try to explain it? Because like oftentimes, I believe that, you got that vision, like you kind of gotta conceal it and protect it to a certain degree, because people, like it's easy to kill a dream, in this infant stage. So I personally believe when I have visions, like I may tell like one person, 2 people, but other than that, I gotta keep it tight because like I don't need anybody like trying to like get in my head, or make me second guess what I'm doing, So how did you deal with those conversations? I mean, if you had them at all.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of those conversations. So for me, when I come up with my dreams, I don't necessarily conceal them because I want people to hold me accountable. So like a lot of the people that surround me, I tell them what I'm doing. Like, yo, this is what I'm finna do. If I ain't doing it, like call me out. Like call me a fake, call me a bluff. Call me like, a man is a man who can say something and keep his word. Like if you can talk and you don't back it up, you ain't a real man.
Yeah. And
like so all my friends and all my siblings, like all people around me, like, yo, when I tell you something, I ain't doing it, like, yo, like laugh me out, like make fun of me.
Yeah, like go on me.
Yeah, go on me, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm a sucker because I'm over here saying stuff I'm not gonna do. And like for me, any father, for me, you want to protect your child. You want to make sure your child's safe. And my father just didn't want me to dream too big. That's like your son coming up to you saying he want to be in the NBA. I told him I want to make movies for a living. That's like the same thing, bro. It's
Yeah,
rare.
Yeah.
It's rare, bro. You don't make money doing movies, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the movies made every year, bro, 90% of them don't make $1.
Yeah.
They lose money. 90% of films, bro. So you got a small 10% margin of people that make money off movies. That's an awful career to jump into. And my father just wanted to protect me, but he didn't know what I knew. At that point, he knows a lot more about life than me.
Yeah.
But what I knew about what God put in me, he didn't understand. And it took him recently to when my movie came out, and he seen the people that came out, 10,000 in one day. Men lie, numbers lie. I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. Yeah.
They ain't had no crowd like that at the church for T.D. Jakes. They ain't never had a crowd like that for nothing. He said, Jimmy, you were right. And it took 8 years for him to say that. Wow. 8 years for him to say that part. So when you believe in something, brother, it don't even matter, bro. Like, it don't matter. If you really believe, you're going to bet on yourself 100% of the time, bro. And if you don't, like, you can look at somebody's life, bro. Like, if somebody say, give me a career, basketball player, let's just say that. Bro, like, you can look at somebody like life. Like, if I just sat around you for a day, I'll tell you if you want to be a basketball player.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll see what you do in the morning. I'll see what you do in the afternoon. See what you do at night. And I'll tell you if you want to be a basketball player. Yeah, off of one day.
Yeah.
Anybody. You want to be an engineer? I will sit around you for one day. I'll
Yeah.
tell you if you want to be an engineer or not. All I need is one day, bro.
Yeah.
I will sit here. Let me just see you wake up. Let me see what you do. Let me watch you.
Yeah.
Okay, now what you about to do?
How you use your time.
How you use your time. Okay, now what you about to do? You doing that over there? Okay, now what you about to do? I can tell you exactly what you're going to be or what you want to be or what you're going to do. I can tell.
So, walk us through a day in the life of an entrepreneur from your perspective. Like
My day in the life?
Yeah.
You want me to start from the night before? Or?
yeah. Like before everything.
Well, I kind of go to sleep around like 12:31. What time do you typically go to sleep?
So, I mean, I gotta get up at 5, so I go to bed like 10.
Okay, so I typically go to sleep around 12:45.
Okay.
I wake up around 6:30, 6:45-ish. And then I'll lay in the bed for about 20 minutes. I just kind of like look at my ceiling, maybe check Instagram, check the emails. Then I roll out the bed, brush my teeth, da-da-da. Then I read for about 45 minutes. Then I work until my craft, whatever that is. Then I'll go to the gym, exercise, go get lunch. Then after that, at lunch I come home and then I'll work some more on whatever the craft is, whatever it is. Then I'll probably like throw in a film and then around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, like watch a film, whatever I'm working on, something similar to that. And then I'll close out with another session of whatever that project is. And finish up that night with reading. Okay. So that's typical, like, and that's like a day when I don't have meetings or a day I don't have like to shoot or film or go anywhere.
Sheesh. So your time is always accounted for, always present.
Oh yeah. Like in the morning, I know from 7 a.m. to 7:45 I'm reading. From 7:45 to 10 o'clock I'm working on my project, whatever that is. I know from 10 o'clock to 12 I'm at the gym. I know from 12 to 1 I'm at lunch. From 1 to 4 I know that.
Wow, that's like crazy. Like that's like we need those gyms, like we do, because I know, like, just being transparent. Like, sometimes like I just start procrastinating. Like I just know there'd be something I should be doing, and like I just, like you said, like it's that choice. Like, you know that you should be reading. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Jasper's and give me something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm a cool tonight, but I think that that's vital in anything. Just maximizing that time that you have while you have it. Because that's the only thing we don't get back.
It's the only thing you don't get back.
You can't buy no time back.
And I want you to think I don't procrastinate.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I do everything that you do. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like no different. I just got to get better at it. Like, I got to work at it and get better. But you right, bro.
Yeah.
You're like totally right. And it's just, the great ones, like, just make the right choice majority of the time. They don't make the right choice all the time. But majority of the time, they make the right choice. And when you can make the right choice majority of the time, you'll win, bro. Like, people make life like it's so difficult, it's so hard. It's really not, bro. Life is simple. Like, it's really simple. You know what I mean? If you just, like, really understand and you do the right things.
Yeah. I kind of want to talk about Sinners Wanted. Like, that was,
sure.
like, that movie, like, that really
You seen it?
Yes, I saw it.
Did you see it at the theater or you seen it at the church?
I saw it at the theater.
Oh, good. So you bought the ticket.
Yeah, we support. Yeah, we support. That dollar, that dollar got sent in our community, you know. So we support. You know, I purposely didn't go to the church that weekend. I said, no, I'm going to the box office.
Ah, my man, we did really well.
Yeah. So talk us through the podcast. It's your host, Easy Ward, man. We back. Had to take a little quick intermission, but before we took a break, we were talking about Sinners Wanted and just talking about, you know, like the process. You know, like I personally, you know, have enjoyed like the whole process of just like you posting about the film and the journey. But I kind of wanted you to like, you know, walk us through like the pre-production to production to like now, you know, like it's taking off. You know, like I see the social media, like it's just 1 week it's in DC, Atlanta, Baltimore, like it's just it's gaining notoriety real quick. So just talk just talk us through that.
You know, like I said, it's just kind of like, you know, you betting on yourself type thing. Like I quit Tyler Perry's when I was writing the script. And this script was the script where I was like, yo, it's all or nothing right here. You know, so it's just kind of like, for me or for anybody else, like I just like wanted to kind of be like the example, like especially for my community, I just wanted to be like the example for my friends. Like if you work really hard and you believe in something, man, like you can do whatever you want to do, bro. And like pre-production, just everybody just doubted me, like from my production team too. They were like, yo, we had a very small budget. They were like, yo, are you sure we should do this? Like, you think this could work? And then like as time went on, people started to see. But like I always believed, and even when we were shooting, there were like days where I got stressed out, but like I wanted to quit, but I just didn't. And like, you know, Jay-Z said it best. Like I always quote this, you know, the genius thing. He said that they didn't do this, they didn't quit. Like I just didn't quit, bro. Like, and I'm still never gonna quit. Like I don't care if all the odds are stacked against me. I'm never gonna quit. And to see like a film that just, you know, started from nothing, bro, to go to the theater you grew up at every weekend, bro. That 8th grade, bro, that's where I took my girlfriends. Like middle school, we went to Magic Johnson Theater. And to go there and be the #1 film for 3 weeks, bro, and to be on one screen and to do over 100,000 on one screen, bro, it's just like, that's God, bro. Yeah. Like, and it's just like confirmation. Like I told you, if you just believe me, it's gonna all work out. And it's been working out. It's still, you know, we still got a long way to go, but it's working out.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. Like just seeing like everything come full circle. Like I feel like it's just like your journey. Like I don't even think you realize like how much of a motivation and inspiration you are to people, you know, in the area, you know, who are dream chasing, you know, and are going after the thing that God placed in their heart. So you know, what I mean, I definitely want to commend you for that. But hey, like this new project that you got coming, like I definitely like. You had a post on the gram that me and my boy Sid were talking about. I sent it to him one day. I was like, bro, this joint is so motivation. Like you were talking about, you know, like I think like your net worth to be like 4 times as much as it is. I mean, as it was from January 19th to the end of the year. And but aside from that, the content of the project, you're doing a documentary on PG basketball, funded by what's Katie's film?
35 Inches.
35 Inches, like funded by that. Like talk to us about that. Like that's a dope project.
It's a really exciting project. You know, I grew up playing basketball, surrounded by the game. Like I'm really like indulged into the game here. All the coaches I know, all the top players I know. And it's just a really unique place for basketball, and it's never been highlighted. See, the thing about Prince George's County is even Washington, D.C., we never took the microscope and created good film projects about this area. It's been very rare. And it's so many great stories about our community. Like, we're a really unique community. We're like Harlem in the 20s, the 1920s. We're that same thing now, bro. The Harlem Renaissance, like all those people, the Harlem Wrens, the Renaissance Wrens, all those guys, like, bro, like, if you took the Harlem Renaissance and placed it today, it'll be Prince George's County.
Really?
It'll be that, bro. We just not living in Harlem, you know. So it's a really special place. It's the most unique, the most affluential place for African Americans in the country. And we need to bring light to that. I want to show people about where I'm from. I want to show people about the people I grew up with. And, you know, most importantly, to the basketball guys, like, you know, the KD, the Vic, to Quinn, to Len Bias, to Steve Francis, DeMar Johnson, Michael Beasley, Nova Smith, Markel Fultz, the Grant brothers, like so many players, bro. Like, man, we got players. Ain't nobody in the world can compare. Yeah. And I'm excited to tell that story. Like, major shout out to the crew, major shout out to John Beckham, directing and writing it with me. The whole team, man. Shout out to KD, man, for believing in the project and putting up the money.
So when can we expect that? Like,
soon.
Soon.
Real soon, bro. Maybe sooner than you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but no date.
No date yet.
Okay, no date.
Yet.
Okay.
No date yet.
Shoot. So and in closing, I got two questions for you. Well, one question. One, how do you deal with the fear of failure? And just, as the last one, like, just leave a message for the people, watching, like, young people, just about dream chasing, following their purpose and all that. So,
well, first thing, fear. Fear is very important to me, man. Like, we all got cars around here, and cars can't run without gas. Like, fear is my gas, bro. Like, fear is when I'm, like, laying in my bed for that 10, 15 minutes, and it's like, all right, you don't get up now, you're going to be broke. Like, I'm afraid of being a failure. Like, I'm so afraid of it, like, to the core that I have to work my butt off. I'm so afraid of being a failure that I can't get a job, bro. That's how afraid I am of being a failure that, bro, like, 6-figure jobs have been offered to me multiple times. But I'm so afraid of not living up to my potential that I ain't taking that, bro. I got to give every waking second, bro, to my craft. If it ain't my craft, I can't spend no time with it. I'm sorry. And I use fear, bro. Fear is like the key thing. I think that's the reason I've been able to do what I've done at this age. And like I said, I could have did so much better, man. I could have did so much things different, but it was the fear of being a loser, bro. Like, growing up and being a loser. I went to my great-great-uncle's funeral, bro. It was 7 people in there, bro. In that, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to be that. Like, you live your whole life for 90 years, bro. You got 7 people at your funeral. Forget that.
That's funny, but it's real.
It's real, bro. And I ain't about to have no 7 people. You ain't touch nobody. You live on this earth 90 years. You only got 7 people at your funeral. You crazy? Like, that's what scares me, bro. Like, nobody even know he was alive. Nobody ever going to say anything about him. Nobody's ever going to talk about him in the rest of the universe. Nobody's going to know he was here. And that's what scares the crap out of me, bro. I want people to know I was here, bro. Like, I lived, I walked. I was in the universe. Nobody gonna know about my great uncle, bro. Nobody's ever gonna know about him.
Wow, dang, that's deep. And then the final question: what's your parting words? Like, what would you leave to anybody who's watching this, who's on the verge of of doing the thing that they feel like God's placed in their heart, or just trying to find their purpose, or just trying to chase their dream? Like, what's your message to them?
You're never too young and you're never too old. If you're thinking about it, it's time to do it. If it's on your mind, it's time to go. And I just want people to know that they have what it takes. Sometimes people feel like they're not qualified. But qualifications shouldn't be your reasoning for pursuit. Like, just go after it, bro. Like, whatever it is, just go after it. Like, full-fledged, like you're a pro. Like, go try to do the biggest thing you can. And failing is like the most best thing that can happen to you. Like, when you suck at something, it makes you so much better. And I had to suck. Like, I still suck at this point. I got so much to learn, but the fact that I suck makes me, like, get better. So, just be willing to go through that, man, and willing to go through the time, and nothing happens overnight. Sometimes I think people just think like, yo, I want to be an entrepreneur, and you wake up, it's supposed to just be on and popping. Nah, bro, it ain't what you think it is, bro. Yeah. Before you want to be an entrepreneur or take that, it ain't what you think it is, bro. It's a lot. It's not what you think. So just go after it, man, and believe in yourself. If you truly believe, it'll happen.
Really. Hey, man, that's all we got for today. A Game of Faith, Jimmy Jenkins, Easy Ward. We out.
Yeah, we out.